Alrighty, so for this dungeon I'm going to be doing Fractal. So Fractal is a pretty relatively simple concept. Essentially what Fractal will do is summon like a clock dial basically. It's going to start at 12 o'clock and then every turn it's going to move to the next hour. As long as it's moving clockwise, damage will be done like normal. If it's moving counterclockwise, that any attacks during that turn will be a heal. So the key thing is just to make sure that it is over 5 squares away from Fractal if you want to do damage while she's over 50%. And then when she's under 50%, she needs to be closer to the dial. So she needs to be under 4 squares from that dial. So that's really all there is to it. It is a dimension dungeon, so it's going to come in waves. I really like dimension dungeons. I actually think they are honestly some of the most interesting and fun, to be frank. They just have good mechanics, but the only other thing really to keep in mind on this one, besides the clock mechanic, is the Bigbit. So the Bigbits, they actually do have an insta-kill. It's a close combat insta-kill, so it's relatively easy to avoid, but they can swap with their teammates, and they can give themselves MP. So they're going to be a priority pretty much all the time. As long as they're dead, there's not a huge threat. There's not a ton of damage in this dungeon, but making sure that they're dead is going to be top priority. So the two achievements are Hermit and Blitzkrieg. I'm just going to do Hermit just to make my life easy. One other thing, so normally with Dofus as a whole, I just play the game with the music on, the game music on. For whatever reason, they did change it so that Dimension Dungeons, they don't have the themed music. So I'm going to actually just turn on the themed music, that way we can hear that in the background as I play. So, let's turn that on. Let's get started. So since she was too close, that's what this turn is going to be. It doesn't really matter, honestly, because it's my master's turn. I'm just going to shield it, but something to keep in mind. Now this turn, she was far enough away, so it was back in the clockwise direction. So this turn we can do damage. Now, where she is right now, if I were to bring her under half, which I can't, but if I did, that would make it so that it would go clockwise. After the end of this next turn, she will not be able to get hit because it's going to move counterclockwise, since it will be too close, and then it'll move back up on my clockwise turn. So we're going to get some damage here, and then I'm on this one. Clock, it's just going to keep on going clockwise, so it doesn't really cause that much trouble. As long as you keep her in the center, right? The moment you start hitting her, it is going to change that because she's under half health. For the sake of this, I'm not going to hit her until the rest of the team is dead. So that way, when she's in the middle, it'll just continue. With Fraktal and move forward, we do not want that. That insta-kill is what gets people tripped up. So we want to make sure that he is dead. obviously I'm significantly over leveled for this dungeon. It's like a level 1, yeah, 120 dungeon. It's pretty hard, like honestly, if you're level 120, this dungeon is way hard, but obviously if you're in the game, it's going to be a lot easier. It's not too bad. Got until wave 5 or turn 5 wave 2, so I want to get her down close to half, and then as she gets to half, I need to make sure she's in the dial so I can actually keep hitting her without it turning into a heal turn. So, damage, let's see. Let's see, I can do like 300 damage. Yeah. So she's close to 50%, don't want to hit her anymore now, and I need to get her sort of over here. Pandas are super good, like literally everything else in this game. If you have a panda, it's like 40 times easier. Really, it's just a positioning feature, so I'm going to use my Helio for this. And then with my Fogger Nuts turn, that'll put her basically like right where she needs to be. So having her over there, just in that general region, will be really fun. Let's see if I can actually stop her from probably can't stop it. Yeah, just limiting. That way, I control what happens. Okay, perfect. So right now, she's very close. It's exactly what we want. So I'm gonna need to move her a little bit closer. Now I want to get her under half, so this is keep moving normally, and since she is next to it, it's still a very good thing. I might be able to kill her. Let's see. Yeah, let's go. She's dead. Dial disappears and becomes non-singular. At this point, I mean, there's really not much else to be said. It's just making sure that Bigbits are taken care of, and then not doing anything horribly stupid. But yeah, mechanic's over. I think it's one of the few dimension dungeons where you can actually get rid of the mechanic. At least I can remember. So that's something. But either way, I actually really like this dungeon. I wish it was a little bit harder, but given that it's level 120, it's probably as hard as it needs to be honest. Have a mechanic where they actually take less damage. So if you I need to change that setting. If you hover over the actual enemy results, it shows you they actually take like 75% damage. And that's just part of the convention, I think. At least in specific monsters, because I know that they don't want that, but that's something to keep in mind. And that's honestly why it makes it harder for each one. But end game is not going to be that. To Fractal. Not super complicated, but it can trip you up a little bit. So again, I usually put the link